Good morning, members of Parliament, support staff, visitors in the public. No, we don't have any visitors today with us. Radio listeners, TV viewers, those viewing via Facebook or the Parliament website, and the members of the media. Welcome to the Central Committee Meeting number 40 of today, Tuesday, August 16, 2022. We've established a quorum of 8 members. Please let's stand for a moment of silence. I've received notice of absence from the following members: MP William Marlin, MP Sidharth Bijlani, and MP Akeem Arndal. Are there any other member of Parliament that wish to have the floor for notifications? I see 2. I see MP Pontiflet first. You have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and good morning to the Chair, my colleagues in Parliament, the persons that are viewing and listening. Madam Chair, I just want to take this opportunity to extend my deepest sympathy to the Lloyd family on the passing of their brother, Joseph Lloyd. As a matter of fact, we grew up in Aruba together as little boys, and we always had a very, what I would say, we were very adventurous in the sense that there's a place that those from who would know we would call the soldier camp, where they used to have what you call the cannons when they were protecting the islands during World War II. Joseph was always a very quiet person, very friendly and so on, and I was very, very surprised to learn of his passing that someone told me about yesterday. So to his family, his sisters, and his brothers, Eddie and Lloyd, I extend our deepest sympathy and condolences and much strength at this very difficult time. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, MP Pontiflet. Next, we have MP Rolanda Bryson. You have the floor.
Madam Chair, good afternoon to you and to one and all once again. Good afternoon, right? We still in the morning, my bad. Good morning to my colleague MPs and to the public viewing. Madam Chair, I would like to just, in the notification, point out that, yesterday you mentioned that one of the goals is to get meetings completed as soon as possible, and also even in the discussion regarding the Ministry of ROMI, and because it's an urgent request for a public meeting on Wednesday, that's why we have to, move as quickly as we need to move. However, Madam Chair, on Friday, there's also an urgent meeting of Parliament, which is to discuss dismissals at the airport as well as other issues surrounding the airport. And I noticed that a postponement was done. When I asked about this in the email, your response to me was that this is primarily due to the fact that MPs Bijlani and MP William Marlin are not here, and they are the vice chairs. However, Madam Chair, in accordance with Article 10 of the Rules of Order, if the President nor one of the Vice Presidents is available, the President is substituted in stipulation of Article 6, second and third paragraph, which reads, in accordance with in absence of such a person, the member of Parliament amongst the members who had the longest membership in the body, who is the oldest in age, acts as President. So my question is, if there's so much urgency to ensure that these meetings are done, why do we not use Article 6? And then that, I think by my calculation, would be MP George Pontiflet, who can then chair the meeting, and we can continue with that public meeting on Friday. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Yes, thank you, MP Bryson, for that remark. The situation is, per the rules of order, it's not that I'm absent. I am absent, but I already spoke. On my turn, I already spoke, and the next 2 MPs that are supposed to chair, which is MP Bijlani and MP William Marlin, are not present. So because I understand. Go ahead, MP.
Madam Chair, the Rules of Order does not limit it to whether you're absent or not. It talks of, actually within the Memorie van Toelichting, it says illness, official work-related travel, or otherwise unavailable. You are unavailable to speak. So to me, we should continue with the meeting. Thank you, Madam Chair.
MP Bryson, thank you for your remark, but per the Rules of Order, because we have the 2 members of Parliament that are not available to chair, I would love to have that meeting, because that's been pending for months, since April. And I would have to just wait upon the return of MP Bijlani, unfortunately, and MP William Marlin to chair that meeting. And that's it. Any other member of parliament that wish to have the floor for
Yes,
notifications?
yes,
MP
Madam Chair. Just to dovetail on what MP Bryce was saying. So in other words, the rules of order do not apply in this instance, where, again, as was stated, that in the absence of chair, unavailability of the chair, and in this case, the vice chair, that the longest serving member of parliament should be able to preside over the meeting. I just want to make clear for the public's,
is
it
I
should
am
also
not-
sound like a confusion.
Yes,
Yeah.
MP Pandavla, the thing is that it's not that I'm unavailable. I am there, but per the rules of order, I cannot chair, and that's what's blocking me from chairing. I see MP Westcott would like to have the floor. MP Westcott?
Yes, Madam Chair Lady, I just want to concur with your position with respect to this proposal, Madam Chair Lady. The exception in the event that a chairperson of Parliament is not available, chair or vice chairs, do not substitute, do not account for the part where the chairperson is not, once having taken the floor, cannot speak. That kind of unavailability does not fall under the unavailability of a president of parliament at a particular time. So, Madam Chair Lady, I concur with your addressing this, Madam Chair Lady. Furthermore, I think what we should be looking at, I don't know why my colleagues who are, of course, I know for MP William Marlin, and I understand MP Bijlani is out as well, and you know, so from that perspective, I think we should be talking about meetings and the presence of members of parliament for meetings. I think from that perspective, we need to be looking at this matter. But I concur with you. No, it can't be so that the position created in our rules of order for the exceptional situation of the unavailability of a president and substitute president / acting presidents is not to circumvent the fact that if the chairperson of parliament takes the floor, that then we could decide if the other two acting chairs are not available to then use the article in question. I don't believe that was, and if we read carefully and elucidate the elucidation and look at the elucidation, it will be clear that no, that's not. The two do not jive. Thank you, Madam Chair Lady.
Thank you, MP Westcott Williams. While you were talking, we had time to really look at the article that does not permit me to speak, and that's Article 10. And it says that if the president is not available, the presidency is observed by one of the vice presidents in accordance with the order described in Article 7. The acting president has the same task and authorities as the president, and hence, as stated before, I spoke. That was my meeting that I called, and I'm not able to chair it. Now, with that, I hope it is clear. And is there any other member of parliament that wishes to have the floor for notifications before we move on to the agenda points? I see no need. Thank you. We have then now as agenda point, 3 agenda points. The first agenda point is the approval of the composition, delegation, and provisions for members of parliament to participate in IPCO and tripartite in The Hague and the Netherlands from September 27th to the 30th of September 2022. The second agenda point, we have approval, composition, delegation, and provisions, members of parliament to participate in the committees of Parlatino to be held on September 15th and the 16th and September 29th and the 30th, 2022 in Argentina and Panama. This document can be found on the IS 956, Parliamentary Year 2021 to 2022, dated May 30th, 2022. The third agenda point is the report committees. Let's move over now. We go over now to agenda point 1. So from September from September 2027, September 27 to the 30th, 2022, the Inter-Parliamentary Kingdom Consultation, IPCO, will take place in The Hague, the Netherlands. During these meetings, the delegations from the Parliament of the 4 countries in the Kingdom will have discussions on numerous issues such as the progress of the implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs, in different countries of the Kingdom, latest developments in the countries, and a work visit usually also forms part of this program. It is customary that the members of the Committee of Kingdom Affairs and Interparliamentary Relations (CKIR) attend these meetings. Therefore, the proposal is for the President of Parliament, my person, Mrs. Grisha Heiliger Martin, attend as delegation leader, and the member of the CKIR, MP William Marlin, MP Melissa Gums, MP Rolando Bryson, MP Christophe Emmanuel, MP Akeem Arundel, MP Solange Duncan, MP Chanel Brownbill, and MP Sarah Westcott Williams. And lastly, the Secretary General all participate in these meetings. The proposal is furthermore to approve the travel arrangements for this delegation. Travel abroad by members of Parliament and others accompanying them has to be approved by the Central Committee meeting in accordance with Article 4 of the Travel and Accommodation Expense Allowance for the members of Parliament. Hence, this point on the agenda points in today's meeting. Is there any member of Parliament that wishes to have the floor on this proposal? If there is no comment, then the proposal for travel is approved. We go over then to agenda point 2. Approval, composition, delegation, and provisions members of Parliament to participate in committees of Parlatino to be held on September 15th and 16th and September 29th and 30th, 2002 in Argentina and Panama. As stated before, this can be found on the IS 1135 dated July 12, 2022. On July 12, 2022, Parliament received the meeting schedule for the second semester of Parlatino meetings for the Committees of Citizen Security, Combat and Prevention of Drug Trafficking, Terrorism and Crime Commission, and the Labor Affairs Commission, to be held on the September 15th and 16th and September 29th and 30th in Argentina and Panama, respectively. As stated before, this can be found on the IS 1135 dated July 12, 2022. It is customary that a delegation comprising of 2 persons per committee to attend these meetings. The proposal to Parliament is to approve this work visit for these members of Parliament to attend these meetings. The proposal is furthermore to approve the travel arrangements for the delegation. To which member of Parliament do I give the floor? Members of Parliament, I don't have all the information with me. Let's take a 5-minute adjournment because seemingly I don't have the documents listing the names of the persons that are traveling. So let's take a break for 5 minutes. Meeting adjourned for 5 minutes. Welcome back, members of parliament. Our apologies for the brief adjournment. We had to discuss, because the issue is that we have dates that are overlapping with IPCO. So what we decided to do internally is to just approve the 2 members of parliament to travel, and then internally we'll decide which member of parliament will be attending. So I'm going to repeat it just to reiterate for the public. On July 12, 2022, Parliament received a meeting schedule for the second semester of Parlatino meetings for the Committees of Citizen Security, Combat and Prevention of Drug Trafficking, Terrorism and Crime Commission, and the Labor Affairs Commission, to be held on September 15th and 16th, which is possible, but the one on September 29th and the 30th is the one that's overlapping. The first one is in Argentina, the second one is in Panama, and this can be found, as stated before, on the IS 1135. So the purpose right now is to approve to allow 2 members of parliament to travel. Is there any members of parliament that wish to have the floor to discuss? MP Bryson, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I was just trying to follow you. The meeting that is taking place on the 15th and 16th is the one from the Crime Committee. The Labor Committee is the one that is meeting during the time. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Any other member of parliament wish to have the floor? No? Should I? If there's no member of parliament that wish to have the floor, then we have then approved for 2 members of parliament to attend Parlatino. Then this is approved. We go over now to agenda point 3. Now, we just received this ayat. I think it was just recently booked in. I'm going to read agenda point 3, but take a little lace pause, a little 10 minutes, maybe 10 minutes for everyone to read it, and then we discuss it further. Agenda point 3 is the Committee of Education, Culture, Youth and Sports provided Parliament with a report of the committee regarding a meeting held in November 2021 on the topic of the status of the national anthem for St. Martin, which report is to be forwarded to the government for further handling. This document is registered under IS 1191, Parliamentary Year 2021-2022, and has been shared with the members of Parliament. The proposal is to forward this report to government for further handling. I would like to note that the Secretariat is busy preparing additional reports for this committee that are to be sent to government for the further handling. I'd also like to know that it took us a bit of time internally to make these reports, because we had a little setback in a backlog with all the work that had to be done. So hence it's taken us this long to finalize this report. This report, again, has been sent to us, forwarded to everyone under IS 1191. I would like to take maybe an adjournment, 10 minutes? A 10-minute? Do we need 10 minutes to read it, or are we fine with it? It's 4 pages. 5 minutes? 5 minutes. Meeting adjourned for 5 minutes. Welcome back, members of parliament. We just took a brief adjournment to allow the members to read or peruse the report and to weigh in on any changes or remarks or additions that we may have missed before we send this report over to government. Is there any member of parliament that wish to have the floor regarding the report? I see no need. With that, members of parliament, if there's no comments, the report will be approved. And ladies and gentlemen, we have come then to the end of this committee, and I thank you for your participation. This report has been, this agenda point has been approved, and this meeting is now closed. Meeting closed.